I seen people playing this game and I was like, I want to play this game. And then I found out they were getting sent the game and I was like, dang it. Send me this game. But right now they're looking for critiques. The game's in early access and I'm here to do that because this game looks good. First things first. In a game like this, yes, I'm going to pause it a lot, but in a game like this, I would like cutscenes and some kind of story mode to go with the free play. Because I want story mode first and then free play. Or they can be unlocked at the same time, but I want some kind of storyline. This looks so beautiful, but it might not have cutscenes in it. Hopefully it does. Like, that would be nice. Just like doing random things like going on the elevator just to like cue some kind of cutscene every time. Something cinematic where we can zoom into our character's face because people spend a lot of time customizing their characters and we can never like look at them. We're like subjected to seeing them from some like very far away overview, or we're just always confined to looking at the back of their heads forever. Like, I would like often cutscenes. They can be silent cutscenes of them just like going in their house and just zooming into their face and showing them just, you know, how they feel in their mood. I want to see like just random cutscenes. Like how the trailer has them. Those will be nice implemented in the game here and there while our character is just doing random tasks around the city or whatever. That'll be nice. Alright, here's a first look-see into the gameplay. So, I'm gonna drink this in really quick. So we have time and weather, that's cute. We have fast forward and whatnot, and pause, so that's cool. I think we can change to other characters as well. We have a phone in this game, which is nice, and a mood. That's nice too. I like the walking mechanics. It really feels like you're there with them instead of like some third party, you know, instead of playing as like the cursor. Because I really couldn't stand that about simulator games, like playing as the cursor. Am I her or the cursor? Exactly. I like how we're walking around as her, but this indicator over her head, I believe, shows that this is the character we're currently operating. I don't think we're playing as that cursor. Thank goodness, because I swear, ooh, I do not like that. That's a good way to make it very unimmersive. Like, no one wants to see that. Absolutely not. This has to be as POV as possible. I want to feel as if I am the character, not I'm watching the character do things by themselves. So hopefully there's no automatic mode either. She should stand there when you're not operating the game. She should really just become idle, stand there, and just kick her feet or whatever and check her phone a bunch. I don't like it when they like have a mind of their own and start moving around by themselves. It makes it feel like you aren't involved in the character anymore. It really breaks that immersive connection immediately when the character has a mind of its own like that. I do not like that. I really like the camera work in this and the distance we have from the character and how we can get a little closer to. That's really nice. This is beautiful. The shadows over the... Oh, it looks like the real world. The contrast is dark enough so you can like really see these shadows in the light. I like this camera perspective. I don't know if it's automatic that it switches to showing their faces when they're doing things, or if this is a button you can choose like a camera perspective. My goal talking about the trailer of this game is I would love a download key. I would love to review it as well. I can be very honest and I would love to critique and play it. I don't care if it's early access. I do understand there will be like bugs and things in there because it's not finished, but I would love to check it too. But let's see what we have here. Some of the stuff is in Korean right now, but that is eating. It looks like that sleep. So this is her mood, basically. So we have eat, sleep, the bathroom, and her hygiene. And then there's her social points as well, and fun. I like that you can follow your character into their workplace. That's important, rather than them like leaving you and going off to work into some unknown place and you as the player is waiting behind playing as this cursor and you just have to like stare at the grass and wait, and you have the game on fast forward waiting for them to get back from work. Doesn't that just pull you out of the element? If it's a simulator, we should follow our character to work. And it looks like in inZOI, you can actually follow your character into work. Very important. We should be there every step of the way. And actually doing the job, performing an actual task and cueing some kind of animation. Like right here, clearly she works at this convenience store and she's mopping the floor. You can actively watch her mop the floor, and I'm sure you can like click on what needs to be done in the store. I would like a copy of this. If granted the opportunity, I would like to play it a lot on my second channel, which is called Amaltus Plays. That's where I play full games and gameplay. Right now I'm playing Women's Murder Club, BTW. But I'm over here just checking this out. Okay, I'm gonna make a hot girl in this, and she's gonna be getting all the guys. It's gonna be so fun. Oh, the lighting, the ambiance is so nice. The decor is a little minimal, which is nice. You know, this does have to like operate on a real system without it crashing, burning, and screaming, you know. The camera work is so nice. It looks like the interface wasn't on either. It looks like you shut it off. Oh wait, no, it was, right? Currently under development. I know. That's cute. I like the modern clothing. I haven't seen much variety in customization yet, but we're not on customization just yet. But I do really like how the jobs are depicted so far. They look so fun. I wonder if there's going to be like a little bit of a storyline or like a mission here and there. Like if your boss is like, hey, I have a task for you. I want you to clean all these tables and promote the restaurant. And you can, I don't know, like a mission, you know, that'll be cute. Like just random people with like different icons over their heads. So there can be like readily available missions. And they can have some kind of difficulty to them. And maybe some kind of like cutscene, some kind of like storyline, you know, like really, maybe they can be like social games where you have to like say the right thing and do the right thing. Maybe some timed tasks and mini games, memory games, things like that, that like play into their like social world. Like maybe even making her job, like maybe there can be like a dish cleaning mini game where we're like helping her to clean the dishes or to organize something and we have to do it appropriately. And that can determine if she keeps her job or not. That way we can have like some kind of part in her keeping her job or getting a raise. That has something to do with our skill as like a gamer. So a mini game that includes something like that would be a really nice addition. There are fires. Okay, there are disasters. Cleans it. There's look at cell phone, express joy, express sadness, turn off cell phone and light and look around. I'm going to guess that some of these actions have no consequences or anything like that. Because if you express your sadness, is that for us, the player, to just see that, oh, she's pouting, her expression changed? Or will other characters acknowledge that she's sad? Like if she were sitting at a bus station and we clicked on express sadness, will people come up to her and initiate conversation and friendship? Or will they reach out a hand and invite her to some kind of party or potluck or something to up her mood? Because I know in a lot of these simulation games, a lot of the time the character we are playing through or as has to take the initiative with other characters. I would love it if other characters came up to us or flagged us down, whether it's like dates or anything, and they're like, oh, she's attractive, I want to talk to you. Like maybe even have some guys like kind of, I don't want to say catcall, but like chase them, not chase them down the street. Oh my goodness. Pursue them by walking a little faster and saying things that will get their attention. And you can choose to talk to them or indulge them or not. Maybe they can have like a heart over their head that's beating to imply that this guy's attracted to you. He wants to talk to you. So when other characters take initiative, it feels more immersive and it feels more like the real world. So I would like something like that in there. Moving on. Oh, the cell phone is cute. Okay, we have phone numbers, names. This is cute. Oh, they're all in English. The phone system is really important. I love this. Sets this apart from America's most popular simulator. It sets it apart. Like America's most popular simulator could never, and they do not even speak English at all, which is a big turn off for me. I am very turned away from that simulator that's really popular in America. We all know which one it is. I don't like it because of the lack of English. It's not immersive. We're too far away from the character and we play as the gosh darn cursor. It's just not, I don't like that. I like how close we are to this character, and also the messages. We get to actually get an insight to how characters feel and their personality due to the text that they are sending. I would love to know if these are like story-based texts. Are they like preset storylines within the text? Or is it like AI text? Because this is like really cool. This way you can like develop relationships. I would love it if the phone can have a option to respond to these texts. Hopefully we can talk back to these people and build like a real connection. It'll make it feel more like real and realistic. It's cute that she has sticky notes on her phone. She has a location, the maps in her phone, jobs, messages, contacts, and schedule. This is beautiful. And weather. I would like the weather to impact their clothing, because I see there are 2 weather indicators here, one right here and one down here. So I think it should have a lot to do with what they're wearing. If they are not dressed weather appropriate, I believe their mood should go down. And I think other people should be less likely to talk to them because they'll think they're a little off or odd. Like, oh my God, this girl's wearing shorts and it's raining. Or they should be, with certain personality types, maybe they should be obligated to like help her. Like, oh my gosh, do you need a jacket or would you like an umbrella? And then as for people that have more aggressive personality types, it should be like, why are you wearing that? That's not how you should be dressed. And they just scold her on the street and keep walking. It'll feel more realistic if like the bystanders and the other characters should interact with our character too, and vice versa. So it can feel more like the real world. Moving on, but I really like the features I see so far. Ooh, hopefully when these tasks come up that we're planning, I hope it pops up on the screen like, go to your meeting, so we don't like forget that this is a thing. So if NPCs like bold or humble, they should be willing to lend their umbrella. I just really want to see them interact with our character, not us taking the initiative all the time. It's going to make it feel like flat without that. She has activities that she likes doing. That's cute. She sings, she does photography. And I know the conversations, I already seen a glimpse of them speaking. They don't speak English. Sadly, that really would take this game from 60 to 100, because if they speak English or just speak a real language, it doesn't have to be English, just a real language that people can convert into a language they can understand, that would change a lot. That way we can feel like they're talking to us. I'm sure you guys all know the saying, if you speak a man's language, you speak to his heart. If you speak your language to them, you speak to their head. So speak to our heart, speak English please. I just really had to stress that. I'm looking forward to something like that. I would like characters to just say like random phrases too. If they could just have like catchphrases, just our main character, if we can't do like full voice acting all the time. Maybe she should say things like, ooh, I like the food, thank you, in a actual language, and then most of the time she can just speak her gibberish. For partial voice acting for here and there. A few catchphrases for her to repeat based off her personality type will be nice as well. That would be really nice. Thank you. I'm looking at the camera perspective and it's like over her shoulder. I would like a set camera perspective or an option to do it as well. So the camera's not like moving around like freeform too much. That can feel unrealistic. If we could just like set it to be like start at the elbow to head proportions, that would be really nice. We don't really need to see her head to toe every time. We should either choose if we want to view our character from head to toe, view the world from elbow to head, or from shoulder to head. That would be really nice. And if someone wants to do like first person, I think that should be an option. I personally wouldn't care for first person, but no overview. That is hyper unrealistic. And sensitivity camera controls. I think we should be able to, change the sensitivity of the camera, because when I play games, I do get the motion sick thing. So I will like the sensitivity to go as low as possible, which means when I move the camera, I don't want to move super fast. I want to move really slow like how I do in real life. When I have to turn to look at something, the whole world isn't quaking like I'm on a boat. I'm turning very slowly, like a head movement. It should imitate the movement of our heads when we look at something. It shouldn't swivel so fast. It's unrealistic and it makes me freaking dizzy. So sensitivity camera settings. Next. I see that they're phasing through the walls. That's one thing about America's most popular simulator that I didn't like. I want the walls to stay sturdy. I do not like us phasing through the walls at all. Because if you think about there are games where you don't phase through the wall at all. I would like it if we just don't do that. I don't like that. Phasing through the wall is a good way to break you out of the element in the atmosphere. And the purpose is to be immersive. I don't think the wall should be transparent. I don't like that. I don't like that overview. I can kind of see the top of her head. I would like a set camera angle. I always want to be at a perspective where I can see her back, as if another person's standing behind her. And like, because this perspective makes it feel like there's some giant looking above her head. And I don't want to feel like the giant. I want to feel like a character in the room or the character herself. So I don't think this perspective right here is good at all. And the fact that I can see outside, though she's inside. If that's not a glass window, I shouldn't see outside. I really shouldn't see the room next to her. I don't like that the walls are disappearing. I don't like that at all. I want that feature completely removed. It's not immersive whatsoever. Okay? And another thing, I was watching someone else play and the characters don't bump into each other. They phase through each other. If someone were to walk through you in real life, wouldn't it make you feel like you don't exist? It will make your existence less important. It make it feel like you're made of air. And that's how it feels when I see the characters walk through each other. That's not fair. It makes you feel like a ghost. No one wants to feel invisible. You don't want to feel like your existence doesn't matter in the game. So I think they should bump shoulders or they should stall until they can get around the other character. I don't like that they phase through each other at all. I have a problem with the camera angle again. It's too overview for me. I don't like that. I want camera settings where there is no rotating camera, but there are set positions where it stays like that and it just follows the character. Or whatever the freak you call it, XY plane. I don't want to move the freaking camera around myself and rotate and do overview. I don't like that. Personally, it should be optional because 1, it makes me dizzy. 2, it's unrealistic. I feel like a giant or a titan looking above this little person's head. That's not immersive to me at all. Thank you. For mini games, I feel like we should be as close to the character as possible, and we should never zoom away when they're interacting with an item. When they're interacting with an item, that's where the camera should be a little more strict and keep the position of the camera as close to what the character's doing as possible. That way we can feel like we're doing it with them instead of feeling like we're watching them do it. So right now the camera is not at his perspective. We're like on the side of him. I would prefer if the camera was, I'm showing you with my hands. I should probably point with the mouse. Right here, it should start, the bottom of the camera perspective should start here and from basically the top of his head, and it should be shown from the back of his head. I want to see what he's doing from his perspective as close as possible without it being first person, obviously, instead of looking like a second person in the room staring at him. I don't want to feel like a stalker. I want to feel like I am the character or closer. So it's more immersive that way, especially when they're interacting with things like washing dishes, playing games, typing. The camera's perspective should automatically get closer. Behind them. That's also important. See, look, you rotate the camera. Was that automatic or did it rotate on its own? That's what I want to know, because that's very important to making a game immersive. That's a thing that somebody would consider a small change. It's actually something that can seem small, but it's actually really big. Really big. It changes the entire atmosphere. Basically the same as a game with sound effects and music versus a game without sound effects. It's a small difference. It's a simple difference, but it makes a gigantic impact. That's how I feel about the camera work. The camera work has to be close and it needs to be immersive. It needs to be POV. Not necessarily first person, but closer to the character. Especially when doing intimate things like being on the computer. By default, I should not see his feet. I should either have the option or it should automatically snap to his shoulders to the top of his head perspective. I should be behind him too, not on the side of him. It'll feel like I'm with him in this activity instead of like a random third party looking at him. That was also a nice perspective. Looking at his face doing it. I wonder if these camera positions are automatic. I think that would be a really nice addition because the camera work could be played up for the trailer. You want the game to be so immersive no one gets up from it. And that they, want to like purchase it. You don't want them to feel disconnected. Because as soon as you feel disconnected, you're going to go live your real life. But if you feel like you are here with these characters and you're immersed, you do not want to break apart. That will help. Camera work, very important. In English, an actual language would be nice. Here and there, it can be partial. Ideally, full English. And not just pictures and subtitles. No one wants to sit there and read it. No one wants to do that. I also really look forward to making a character that looks like me. Yay. The workout's cool. The guys look good so far. Ooh, military. I like that. Hold on, I just seen something. It looks like there was borders. The beds look traced. Everything in this room looks traced. I'm sure. Oh, and the mat looks traced. I'm sure this is just because it's an early development and this is maybe optional, but I do not like these borders whatsoever. This pulls you out of the element. It looks like a cartoon. It could be cool if you're going for like a stylistic cartoonish vibe, but if we're going for like super hyper realistic, the black borders around the bed and the furniture and even the characters and this solid red colored hat pulls you out of the element. But I'm sure this is just not rendered. I believe this shot isn't rendered at all. Just a tip there, just in case. Okay. Love on the mind. Is this an icon? Does he find this girl cute? Are we getting like subliminals from characters so we can know to go for them or not? Does this mean he has a crush or that he's attracted to the girl next to him? Because that's like a feature I spoke of. If that's what that is, that'd be lovely. Or is this just him like in love with his workout? Because that would be like random. Moving on. This camera perspective is nice. I would like it if it changes with certain tasks. I do like seeing the full body thing when they're doing things that are body active, but if they're doing like immersive thing where the characters immerse themselves, like when you're doing something like a claw machine, you're immersed in that, you know, and you're looking pin focused at that stuffed animal you're trying to get out, right? So I feel like the camera work should be just as focused. We don't want to see their arm moving or their legs. We want to see maybe the side of their head and barely the top of their shoulder, and we want to see the claw machine in action. Same when they're on the computer. We want to see a bit of the top of their shoulder, a bit of the side of their face, and we want to see what they're doing on their computer. Because those are immersive activities where you're drawn to the screen. While yoga, I do like the perspective the camera's in right here because you do want to see their full body. You don't want to see what they're looking at because no one cares. What are they focusing on? Nothing. The activity is about the character's body, so it's important that we see the whole body. Therefore, this is a good perspective. Moving on. I like everything about this scene. Oh, there's children in here. That's nice. So I believe they can have families and kids then. That's great. You can interact with children. I like how dark the shadows are too. It looks so realistic. The grass, on the other hand. I like the camera perspective. I want the camera perspective, just like in the trailer, to be automatic. Not a choice. Because most players are going to think, oh, I'm talking to a child. Let me zoom in so it can look like the kid is smaller than the adult. Because the camera's like zooming out and it looks like that's like an option, but I hope it like sets a perspective for us and you can zoom out optionally at least, because it does help with the cinematic energy. Wow, cinematic energy, I said that. Moving on. We're too far away from this moment. I feel like these two characters are dancing, but it looks like a guy and a girl. It could be flirty, could be a fun date. I would love to be a lot closer to this situation, or have it be optional. Snap the camera in, or the camera can move to a bunch of different perspectives. When they dance, I think it should be like cinematic, you know, like zoom into their hands, zoom into both their faces, just to show that they're both enjoying the dance. And then it can be just like this, where we see the whole setting. But I think those little camera works here and there, it can really make the moment more immersive and strong. Because I really want to see their facial expressions, and I just want to see like little elements of their bodies being zoomed in. Like the zoom into the hip bone to show the waggle of their hip, or zoom into the tip of their toe to see them like stumping their feet or wiggling their fingers. The camera should start moving around like automatically to like certain points. You know what I mean? I hope I'm explaining it right. Like it should be automatic when doing certain actions. Moving on. Because right now you can see the camera's panning, but it's not like taking like shots, you know, like it should have like a clear shot of the baby, no dissolve or anything or any fade, just like a shot of the baby, boom, a shot of the man's face, boom, his feet, his body. And then this panning action could be in there too, but with the addition of those shots of their faces and whatnot. because I think that perspective is very important, especially when they're like doing things like entertaining, dancing, sleeping, even using the bathroom and eating. I think it should cut into like a cinematic scene where it shows them eating from a bunch of different perspectives. If I can find like an example of what I'm talking about, I could put it in there. Like how those racing games, you click on like cinematic mode and it zooms into the front of the car, the inside of the car, then it shows you like the wide scale of the car, then it shows you driving from the front of the car. It's like a setting where you click on it and it shows you every perspective of the car while you're driving in the racing game. So it should be a feature that you can turn on or off, at least just in case I'm in the minority of a person that wants this feature. But I feel like it could really draw people's attention in deeper into this game that get really lost in it. It'll be a great addition that will make a gigantic difference. Again, things like dancing, we shouldn't just see them like flat just dancing. It should cut to her face, zoom to her shoes, while still cueing the animation. It should also zoom to the other person in the room, to their, you know, their images in the mirror. We should see them dancing. Like if you guys ever use a program like Blender, just move the camera in front of their faces when doing certain actions. Cue a few cameras in the room so we can get different perspectives of the action. That would be nice. Yeah, this large overview. There's this large overview of them dancing. I don't like that. Overview can be a thing while they're dancing here, because right now it looks like a drone is spying on them. It really pulls you out of the element. It's like, am I immersed into this? Am I this character, or is there a drone staring at them? Is this me or a drone? Am I a drone? It makes us as a player feel like I want person perspective, POV perspective, cameraman perspective, and maybe the perspective of the other party in the room. Since there is like another person here in a yellow jersey, I would like to see what they're saying. That way I can see the character I made it. Assuming this is the character I made, I would also want to see this character's perspective of my character's perspective of this character, and then a cameraman's overall perspective of both the characters. And I would also like a shadow perspective shot, kind of like an aesthetic shot, basically. Kind of abstract or whatever. Like, I think that would be really beautiful. Thank you. Next shot. Oh, we're on customization. The clothes look hyper realistic, and that is very good. I like the wrinkles and the texture. That is very beautiful. Now, I don't speak Korean, so I don't know what this is. I could whip out Google Lens, but come on. I'm making a 2-minute video, a 15-minute video as it is, so come on, because I have a lot to break down here. And I would like to play it myself, so I can like, come on. Please give me a download. Like, that's the purpose of this. Like, I'm here to critique. Like, I know what these games are all about. You know? Thank you. Moving on. Oh. Those went by kind of fast. All those options, let's like slow that down all the way so I can see exactly what we're getting into and what kind of options we had there. So I'm going to turn the playback speed all the way down and we're going to look at these options here. The cat is super adorable. It looks like there's a few good customizations you can make. As far as hair, skin tone, it does lack hair textures. There aren't many curly patterns or any braided hair or any other textures. I feel like it could have more of that. And I heard other people saying that they want the skin to be on a color wheel. But I agree with that as well, because the undertones, the brown undertones, you know, they don't have any gold or reddish undertones. And as for the fair shades, there are no pink undertones for any of them. And then there's this cold tone here. That one is the only one with like a purplish undertone. And probably this one is the most pinkish you can get. The rest are beige. So it doesn't cater to a wide variety of people due to the lack of, you know, undertone in these shades. And then there's also teeth. If they're like, you know, bigger front teeth or longer canine teeth, and also a variation in color for the teeth, like white teeth, celebrity white, you know, that almost looks blue. That'd be nice. Or even the option to have braces. I also believe that there should be some kind of option to have prescription glasses. Maybe that'll be cool for the game to know whether you can see with or without them. That way, like, you're like forced to have them on all the time. I don't know. Maybe there'll be some kind of like gameplay thing with that, where if the glasses fall and hit the floor, everyone will know Something like that. Or you have to go to like some kind of optometrist. That'll be nice. A nice little detail to keep up with. This is something most games don't customize, and that's the earlobes. I noticed that there may or may not be an option to have connected earlobes, but I feel like there are connected earlobes. People do have them. And in every single game I've played where I had to make a character in Character Creator, there was never an option to make the earlobes connected. Hopefully this can just add that little mechanic to have, you know, connected earlobes. Also, beauty marks should be a thing where you can put them like anywhere on the face. It should be a drag and drop thing instead of like putting the one by the eye or anything like that. Like it should be optional to like drag it where you want it, because it can, you know, it's better to like get into detail in that way. And the cat is literally closing its eyes. Maybe because these outfits are very like region based. I don't think, at least not here. You know, fashion can be different depending on where you're from. But this is supposed to be an alternative look. There could be like more boots, more leather. You know, it could really go there. I would also like piercings, lip rings, earrings, multiple piercings, not just the ear lobes. Like maybe the ear bridge, the inside of the ear, nose bridge. I don't know the names of all those piercings, but yeah, eyebrow piercing, face piercing, cheek piercing, lip rings, multiple snake bites, spider bites, all that stuff. I think that would be really nice to have different types of earrings, from studs to hoops to nose rings. You know, that would be a nice addition. Piercings and nails. I would like it if, you know, people can have like nail polish, or even have like acrylic long nails, because people do wear those, and falsy eyelashes, really long ones, people wear those as well. Just to have the option of, you know, the trending things that are trending here in the US, you know, those would be nice additions because people do wear those. As for the men are the same as the women in that way, but I do notice that the lip pigment, I wonder if we'll be able to change like a natural color for their lips, maybe more reddish lips like Macaulay Culkin, or lips that are the same color as their face, because some of our lips are the same color as their face. Not everybody has like lips that stand out. These lips are good, you know. For like a brown character, we have like duotone lips, and I like how the color around his eyes is also a different color. It's realistic, and I like how the facial hair is like actual hair on their faces and not like thick brick of hair. You know how some stuff can be like cartoonized, but it's like really like fine lines of hair. Also in the eyebrows, so that looks good. I really like this. Oh, this character looks good. Before a brown character, the back of his hands and the front of his hand are the same color. They're not really supposed to be, and it makes it less realistic. To make it just a little more realistic, his palms should definitely be slightly lighter than the back of his hand, for sure. I have nothing really to say about, you know, building customization. This looks perfect. I don't see any issues here. I like the way the furniture looks. I like that you can like mix and match. I like how you can put plants indoors too, and even bushes. That's cool. I like that there are no restrictions there. I would like it if you can't phase through the walls though, but this is like room builder right now, but in the game. I would like it if you can like look up and see the roof if you want. But this is nice. I like how many lights are in here. It's very pretty. Now, as for this girl, that little mini tie, oh my goodness. Yeah, we need more fashion, because this doesn't translate to anything over here in the States. We don't wear this. This doesn't make sense. Like small shorts and then a collared t-shirt with a tie. Like, what is this outfit for? Is it like formal? I don't understand. But this is like a good shot. The camera work is really important. It's important to see the character we spent so much time drawing as well. Overview of the city. Oh, I like how there's a little cutscene here. That's really nice. As many of these we can put in there. That's nice. So things won't seem flat. So it's nice to have a little cutscene as we go to a new location. That was really nice. And also, I would like it if our character can drive a car, because it's really nice. It'd be a really nice element to a realistic simulation of life, but not like have the car be an overview or anything, or playing as some almighty diamond, but have our character actually be in the car. And maybe the camera perspective will be from the top of their shoulder to like the top of their head, and it'll be basically on the side, one side of their head. And then we can like see outside of the windshield, basically, so it can feel like we're driving the car there with them and we're like really close by. Because I don't want anything to be like completely first person, because that's like kind of cheap. I don't like first person. And have like some kind of cinematic mode to click on. That'll be nice. Changing the trees is probably too much freedom because I don't think you should change the world around you because you should only really control what's in your house. That's a bit much, but I don't mind the extra customization. That's fine. I just want to touch this feature. The billboards, I think that's important because in life you can get your face on a billboard or your ad on there, so that does feel realistic. It doesn't feel like breaking the fourth wall like customizing trees kind of does, because this is like not a personal area, this is a public area that everybody goes to, so I feel like that's a little unnecessary. Our character is in the rain here. It doesn't look like her clothes are wet, or no, the pants are wet, and it looks like the top of the shirt is wet, but her hair doesn't look wet, or her skin, and her mood doesn't have seemed to went down by this. She should be affected by the rain, at least. And this girl's in a full-on blizzard, and it seems like she's not even affected by it. I don't like that there are filters that you can change at random that have nothing to do with like a camera. Like life isn't a camera. This breaks the fourth wall. It'll be better if you save these filters for when our character's taking a picture. I'm assuming this girl is our character and we're not a third person taking pictures of these people because it's not a first person game. Therefore, this feature should be exclusive to only the phone. We shouldn't be changing the filter of the interface of the game because this doesn't make any sense. It breaks the fourth wall, and yeah. Okay, there are children in this game too. That's cool. But this scene of these two guys is nice. I like how close the camera is. I just would like it to like take shots of the characters' faces while they're talking, so it feel like we're a part of the conversation. Also, dialogue choices should pop up and they should speak a little English, like, hi man, do you want to go to the store with me? Instead of the gibberish, it just cut to like an actual language, and then we can probably click a dialogue choice that says yes, maybe later, not right now, something like that. And then it can cue some kind of activity for us to do. But I would like some partial voice acting of an actual language, like English or something, Korean, Japanese, like a real language, something outside of the gibberish. The gibberish can be the majority if it's easier to do it that way. It could be hard to do full voice acting, but full voice acting in an actual language could make the game way more immersive, so I would prefer if that was there. Okay. Characters are expressing heavy emotion, but it's just babbling. I wish they would like cut into saying something like, I can't believe you would do that, don't ever do that to me again, then cue gibberish again, blah 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 blah. Oh, and if you really want to be a good friend, you should try harder, then cue some more gibberish, blah 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 blah. Just to like fill it out. And then maybe she should say something like, you need to try harder, be a better friend, and then storm off, and then she should be like, unavailable to click on because she's upset. And then our character, which will probably be this guy, we could while we play as him, we can probably like call her or something and like fix our relationship. Maybe have like a relationship meter, an attractive meter, and it should, or a karma meter, so our characters can be treated differently by like NPCs and whatnot. That'd be nice. Oh, he is drenched. Okay, looks like his hair is pretty wet in the rain. I wish there was more like danger and drama, because they're like just standing in the middle of the street in the rain. Maybe there should be like some kind of like burglar or someone to run from. That'll be kind of cool to have like hike up the drama in this story. You know, maybe there should be some people breaking the law, some kind of like consequences for, you know, just standing in the rain. They should probably sneeze or something. Or be eager to get out of there. That'd be nice. Or there should be like some kind of like homeless person that tries to, I don't know, antagonize them or chase them down the street and cue some kind of like mini game where they run away from them. Something like that. Because I feel like if there were more drama here, it'll be more immersive. Like some kind of gameplay or story mode or storyline. It should cue like random missions. Random storyline should be available and random gameplay should be available. I think that would be nice. Oh. Alright, since they're slapping each other, I feel like there should be some authority in this game. Because this girl just slapped her in broad daylight. I feel like there should be some kind of consequences for that. I feel like a karma meter should go down, an attractive meter should go down, something like that. Because she shouldn't be allowed to like just smack someone. There should be some kind of like, rather than just changing her mood, it should change like her circumstances too. There should be jail, there should be fines, so she should probably be fined probably $200 for hitting this girl. There should probably be cops on the street or something, so we can like navigate through more like gameplay and whatnot. That would be nice. That way we can have some kind of caution for our character instead of feeling like we can make them run around, wreak havoc, and slap everybody in the face willy-nilly. Like, no. I want us as the player to have some kind of caution for our character and care for their lives and how they depict themselves, and if it's worth smacking someone in the face. Like, what's the emotion behind that slap? Was it random? Did this girl take her boyfriend? That would be nice. If there was some drama behind the slap, I would endorse it. You know, maybe more storyline would help for sure. And characters that are nice should also be rewarded for their good behavior. They should have their attractive meter go up for being nicer. They should have their maybe karma meter go up, so better things will happen to them. Maybe they are more likely to get a raise, more likely to get, you know, promoted, proposed to, based off of how much karma they have for doing good deeds, like giving gifts and just being a good friend. So just like their bad deeds, their good deeds should also be praised. I like how close the camera is to their faces, but I hope this isn't just for the trailer. So I would like it if the camera would move around more as they're having their moments together. That'll be nice, and it'll be immersive, and I would like them to pursue each other in a very realistic way, the couples. That'll be very fun. It depends on how much time you spend with them, what you give them, where you take them. But yeah, that was inZOI, a really cool game. I would definitely love a download, you know, early access, so I can, you know, critique more about it, because I really like games like this and I want them to do really good. So I don't hold back on what I want out of the game, and I really understand how a game can be more immersive and what makes it not immersive. So breaking the fourth wall is never good. It's always good to have a person really drawn to the game, like sucked in, like it's a virtual reality almost. So not breaking the fourth wall and adding some kind of story mode would really help, and speaking a little bit of English here and there, and dialogue choices for them to have like a social element to this game or something. Maybe get some kind of social points where they build their social skills by clicking on the right dialogue choices to make their social skills go up. That way they can be more appealing. Maybe their social meter will go up and they'll have more confidence to ask for a raise or a job or asking people out on a date. That'd be nice. Alright, that was inZOI. Hopefully I get a download for this. That's what I would love.